Viewers, hello and welcome to ALW Research Team. Today we are in Dinorwic in Wales. This was a slate quarry from the 1800s and it closed suddenly in 1969. Everything was left behind. Today we're going to be checking out one of the inclines where the slate was carried down and the empty carts were carried back up. Let's go. So on our travels down to Anglesey barracks we found this. Turner Brothers, Newtown, North Wales, and it looks like they used to snap slate on there, like some sort of workbench. I'm just looking at, but it looks like it was always here because it's fixed into concrete. But what a view to work to. That office with a view. Then there's a concrete piece there with rolled steel joists coming out the top of it as if it was a canopy support. So we're now on a slope where there used to be a winding engine at the top. As we make our way down, got quite clearly rail lines here coming down this slope where I presume the empties were lowered, the empties were pulled back up and they were lowered full of slate down to the town below. Down there and to the right is the town where I presume the slate was unloaded. As we're coming to this section here where there was like an intersection on the slope going back up. Got some ducting there for ventilation. Other parts of what looks like it used to be electricity pole there. Making our way down. Just thought the rail line was worthy of note. I think this is one of the old carts, viewers. Just hauled up and down. So the slate would have been placed inside it, just like that piece is. And this would have brought the slate down and took the empties back up. Or this was the empty. Don't know if there's any wheels left underneath. This is quite likely one of the carts. You can see some larger gauge rail here. So there'll possibly be a full-size railway here because that's rail line. What a beautiful morning. It's about 7:30 on a Saturday morning currently at the time of filming. As part of the electrical distribution system there, just cast aside next to the bottom of the slipway. Porcelain insulator there on the floor. You can see there in the centre of the screen, I'll crop it in a bit for you, a telegraph pole that's been chopped off near its base, and that looks like it used to carry the electricity up this hill.
Like a ruined castle of slate.
Yeah, it must have been like the wrong type of material, so they just left that bit in. That's a big winding engine. That to the left there, that's a big brake. You just look at the cables that are just dropped on the floor now, and the rails. There's a set of points there. Look, Paul.
I know.
Are there points, or does it just draw?
The kind of points without fixed rails. So they are fixed rails without the fixed point slider.
So the way the carts must have been is the set of carts can't have been here at the same time going up and down the way they'd put them on the ropes, because they'd collide here, wouldn't they?
They would, yeah.
So a full set must have gone through going down and the upset must have been, unless they were sort of top of that cart there, top of that cart there, and then they swapped them round here. So this was like a midpoint or something.
They might have had some kind of push lever to push carts left or right, whether that be by hand, because they can slow the descent down, can't they?
Yes.
And then push them to the.
And then I guess this was the end of the line here, so this would stop, and then they connect the wire from the other one to pull the carts up further.
Yeah, feasible, yeah.
But the slate roof on this, apart from the obvious gaps, is pretty good. You know, they had an endless supply of slate. They just had to drag the timber up here. And even the main winding drum, that's timber. And I can still smell the grease that they've put on the steel rope. The big wooden chocks that acted as a brake. So what you would have done was, this is the steel winding drum, or cast drum, then you've got this steel sheet here, then you put wood in between, and then as that's wound, that'll pull the brake on and slow the central drum down, reducing the speed of the carts. As I'm now looking down at the points, the switch points that Paul just explained, and you can see the amount of wheels that have gone over it is actually worn, the point section there. So look back now at the winding drum with the sun behind us, so it should hopefully get you a better shot of that. So this, viewers, is the A incline at Dinorwic Quarry, and there's a 1902 photo there. I don't know if that's going to show, but I'll put it on screen as well, of a royal party that rode up on this incline, and the inclines were powered by gravity, and as we said earlier, the weight of the descending laden wagons hauled the empty wagons up on the adjacent track. A cable connected both sets of wagons and passed over a winding drum at the top, which is what we're looking at now, viewers, where the brakes regulated the wagon's speed. A similar set of inclines existed at the far end of the branch or side of the Dinorwic Quarry. The inclines transported slates from the workings up to 2,200 foot above sea level, which is about 670 metres. Significant civil engineering was required to maintain even descents, with lowering dry stone walls constructed in places, which we saw halfway up this A incline. Initially, slates were transported from the quarry on tracks and tramways higher up. The land at Gilfach Ddu was built on the lake by dumping slate waste and becoming the upper terminus of the Penrhyn railway in 1843. From then on, laden wagons which arrived from the upper levels were placed on larger wagons here for the trip to Weighbridge, where the slate was placed onto ships. Slates which arrived on the A1 was processed at the large slate mill at the top of the A4 incline, which we looked at earlier, viewers. You can see the upper A inclines by entering the former quarry on the footpath from Eighteenth Ddu, which is what we did. There's a footpath along the A3 and A4 inclines passing a well-preserved winding house, which is what we're looking at now, viewers. In 1894, a fatal accident occurred when the A6, which is a different incline, the brake lever snapped off under the hands of brakesman Griffith Ogwen because of a flawed bolt. 6 men, contravening company rules, were riding on the descending wagons. 2 jumped off when they realised the problem. The others held tight and were badly injured when the wagon slammed into the wall at the bottom. Worse was to befall a youth from Quarrypoint named Junior Owen. He was a sole rider on 3 empty wagons on the adjacent track. Reaching the top, the wagons flew through the air to the top of the winding drum with such violence they dislodged the winding house roof, Griffith found the youth's body about 15 metres beyond the shed and was too traumatised to describe what he'd witnessed. Which is tragic. Absolutely tragic. You hold on because you think... I, as a kid, always held on to the motorbike or the skateboard or whatever, thinking I'd be safe, and quite often you're better off just jumping off. That information was taken from that QR code which I found. So viewers, on that chimney stack there, there's porcelain insulators for presumably electricity or telephone. And then coming down here we've got a nice fireplace, and then inset areas in this slate wall. There's a really nice slate mantelpiece here too. Looks so lovely. You can just imagine the workers putting the white enamel cups on there to keep them warm above the roaring fire, and to keep the drinks warm, whilst the brake operator, just passing these big cast parts here, look like some sort of bearing housing. Brake operator pulled that handle to operate the big brake on this drum. Those grease deposits there where they've captured dust and it's all caught together. Oh, there's something special I want to show you at the bottom of here, Paul. Do you know what it is?
I've got a suspicion.
It's the Royal Cottages.
Yeah.
Anglesey Barracks.
Aye.
It's down there. Make sure you subscribe, viewers, because we'll see you next Thursday at 4 PM UK time when we visit Anglesey Barracks. We go in each cottage and the outbuildings, so check it out. Bye bye for now, viewers.